right. Pretty cool. Yeah, that one's about ready to fall off. And that one, I think it was a Sopwith Camel that got that one. And it was an Ansaldo that got that one. Anyway, I shot him down anyway. This is too cool. Yeah, it runs pretty rich at the higher RPMs. When I was up, if you go full throttle and try and climb out, I never got above 50 degrees, but it seemed like when it was at the high throttle settings, it wasn't very nice running there. I was puffing out a lot of smoke, but if I backed off to about 1250 or something like that, it was a little better. And once you got cruising, it was fine, but I could never get it warmed up. The other one's out right at the end of the runway.
I thought it was shot away from you.
It was a Camel got this one,
yeah.
And one of those, but they're not very, they just need to be tied on a little bit better.
Yeah.
But the other one's literally right at the approach end of the runway.
We'll send somebody up and find it.
Hey, thank you. Sorry about that.
Like it? How did you like this?
Huh?
How did you like it?
Yeah, I liked it. Gene, this one, you can't really, it runs way too rich at the high throttle settings.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't know if there's a carburetor, some kind of an adjustment, but I could never get above 50 degrees.
Yeah, but yeah, it's cold. It stays really cold.
But what was I going to say? Let me get my earplugs out so I'm not screaming. When I get it up at cruise, if I bring it back, if it was a little over 1200, it would run good. And if I was climbing out, if you backed it off to about 1225, then it started running good. But like you said, you're just kind of wallowing along. But no, it flies nice. I mean, it's interesting. It's you got to do a Dutch roll, and it's kind of like, okay, what or the rudder here, and and it's like it's not what I'm used to, but it's fun. It's neat. I'd have to go back and fly my I'm going to fly the D-5 soon anyway. So, yeah, cool. Yeah, thank you. That was great. I just didn't know how much fuel there was. And
yeah, that's right.
Cool. So this is one of your new engines.
New engine, brand new engine, new build.
Brand new.
You got to remember though that this whole mixture thing with these is really hard to get a grasp on. It's got that sliding Venturi thing that changes the mixture.
Okay.
We're thinking about taking those and just locking them off because I don't know whether
what are they supposed to do? They're supposed to compensate for altitude or for?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're at the point where.
When's the next time you're going to go to 20,000 feet?
Exactly. So I might just set it up so that they run the way they should right now.
Yeah.
Huh. But yeah, you saw how they run really cool. It's hard to get the temperature up.
Yeah, well, it's not so bad with the radiator shutter one. No, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah. So that's the booster mag for starting. This is the key, so you can make sure that the guy's absolutely got it off because you can't put it up there with it on. So that's for the mag. That's retard. That's advanced. And actually, like when you're taxiing, you're kind of close quarters. If you want to throttle back even more, you can actually retard it, and it'll run a little lower RPM. Yeah, or put it on to 1 meg. Altimeter, a non-sensitive altimeter. I think that's is that 1,000 meters? Yeah. So the 1 is 1,000 meters. That's like 3,300 feet. That's the throttle emergency one in case this one breaks. And I forgot, how does that engage?
When the throttle linkage, if it's broken, it drops this one into a slot.
I see.
So if you push it forward, you can probably feel it go in there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, if you got the throttle back and you push it forward, you can actually push the throttle forward.
It would be cool to get a picture up there to see how all that stuff
Yeah, okay. Tachometer. There's that's the air pressure gauge right there. That's a fuel tank thing, but we don't trust them. There's your air pump deal right there for pressurizing the fuel tank, and that's the gauge. And then of course we keep that tight to keep the grease and the water pump seal. There's your shot right there, looking down the deal.
Compression release up here.
Yeah, that's the compression release. So,
So
that basically,
there's a lock here, and that would pushes the cam forward to depress all the valves, so they're all open. These two drives are for the gun interrupters.
oh cool. And then there's the temperature here, close. I couldn't get it, but now you know I could never figure out is when it says 40, is 40 on top of the 40 line or is it next to the short 40 line?
I'd have to look at it. I can't remember.
Yeah. No, come here and tell me because I couldn't. I mean, I probably it was probably at 40 and I waited till 45, but you know I'm thinking it's at like 42 right now, but I'm assuming it's on the 40 line.
It's on the 40 line.
Okay, then I waited
how
too long.
The lines go all the way across?
Yeah.
That's 40, 50, 60.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Cool. Yeah, they need some way to. What you need to do is just put some tape on this or something to blanket off. Because you're probably right. The engine would probably run better if it was warmer. They were giving a little tour over there, so they were all watching me fly. So. Anyway, pretty cool. Oswald Bolke. I think I have a past life connection to him in a very good way. Over and out.